You're standing in the kitchen, and in a fraction of a second, the floor slips away. It's disorienting, it's terrifying, and if you live alone, the silence that follows can be deafening. The response to this used to be a beige plastic panic button worn around the neck, but that single button has expanded into a massive $92 billion ecosystem of hardware and subscriptions. Modern devices are packed with artificial intelligence, continuous GPS tracking, and sensors that monitor everything from blood oxygen levels to heart rhythm irregularities. Choosing a system today means navigating a dense technology ecosystem, weighing specialized sensor sets against the specific physical needs of your home. The risk of a mismatch is high. Paying monthly fees for a device that your loved one will either refuse to wear out of embarrassment or fail to operate when a crisis actually hits. To find the right system, we have to look past the marketing promises and weigh a user's physical vulnerabilities against their comfort with modern technology. This chart maps the core dilemma: medical risk on the vertical axis, tech comfort on the horizontal. Active adults with high tech comfort get a smartwatch for health tracking. Opposite, those with severe balance issues need the simplicity of a traditional chest pendant. There is no objective best device on the market. We need to analyze the physics and the friction of these systems so you can match the hardware to the physical reality of the person wearing it. Let's start with the physics of automatic fall detection. These devices use built-in sensors to recognize the sudden drop and impact of a body hitting the floor. Wearing these sensors on your wrist introduces a flaw into the system. The arm is the most active and movable part of the human body. Because your hands are constantly gesturing, reaching, and waving, a wrist-worn device generates a significantly higher rate of false alarms than a pendant resting squarely against your chest. To fix this, manufacturers use Triaxial accelerometers to measure movement across 3 separate axes. They calibrate the software to ignore minor, everyday movements, so the device isn't constantly calling an ambulance by accident. But that calibration creates a dangerous blind spot. This chart shows how wrist-worn and chest-worn devices compare. Because wrist sensors are tuned for violent, sudden drops, they frequently miss slow, sliding falls, like someone slipping off a bed or gently collapsing onto a carpet. High false alarms cause caregiver burnout, but if the software ignores a slow, sliding fall, the user has to be conscious and physically capable of pressing their manual SOS button to get help. Beyond the sensors, we have to look at the connection range of the device. This comes down to the divide between in-home base stations and mobile GPS trackers. An in-home system connects through a landline or cellular base station. It provides massive battery life, often lasting years without a charge, and connection stability as long as you are inside the house. The limitation is severe. The second you walk past your driveway or wander too far into the backyard, you lose your safety net entirely. Mobile GPS systems solve this by creating an invisible tether. The cellular connection is built directly into the wearable, meaning you can run errands or walk through a park and help can still find your exact location. Here we add connection range to our matrix. Mobile GPS systems give you a wide range of protection, but they rely entirely on the strength of local cellular coverage and introduce privacy concerns regarding constant location tracking. You have to choose whether safety is tied to the footprint of a specific building or tied directly to a physical person. It is a trade-off between absolute indoor reliability and the freedom to move outside. All the technology in the world fails if the device is sitting on a nightstand. We have to examine the daily friction that determines if a system is actually worn. Multifunction smartwatches run background processes constantly. Tracking blood oxygen, performing ECGs, and monitoring sleep patterns creates a massive drain on the battery. That requires daily charging. Taking the watch off to charge it creates dangerous, unprotected windows, often right when the person is showering or using the bathroom, the most common locations for a fall. Some companies are trying to solve this with swappable batteries. Devices like the Kanega watch let you snap a fresh battery onto the band without ever taking the watch off your wrist, keeping you protected 24/7. But there is a hidden cost. Swapping tiny batteries requires fine motor skills. For a senior dealing with severe arthritis or limited dexterity, that process can be incredibly frustrating. Voice-activated systems integrate with smart home speakers like Alexa to bypass dexterity issues entirely. They allow users to simply shout into the room to trigger an emergency call, without needing to press a button. The most advanced features are useless if the device is dead on the charger, and a manual button won't work if your hands can't press it. The hardware must match the user's physical capabilities. Let's map these choices onto a practical decision tree, starting with the single most important question: does the user leave the home alone? If the answer is yes, and they are active and comfortable with technology, look at an Apple Watch or an AI-enhanced smartwatch. It preserves dignity and provides excellent health tracking, as long as they can handle the daily charging routine. If the user rarely leaves home alone and struggles with balance, Parkinson's, or cognitive decline, follow the path to a traditional chest pendant with automatic fall detection. You trade modern aesthetics for the most reliable physics and battery life on the market. For the budget-conscious middle ground, seniors who run errands but lack tech literacy, a mobile GPS clip-on with manual buttons is the right fit. You get outdoor protection without the complication of complex health data. Rejecting the one-size-fits-all marketing allows you to invest in a system that respects both your loved one's dignity and their actual physical limitations. Finally, we need to step away from digital monitoring to look at the physical environment of the home itself. A medical alert system does not catch you when you stumble. It is a communication safety net that goes to work only after the physical trauma of a fall has already happened. Buying a high-tech watch does not absolve you from the manual work. You still need to install sturdy grab bars, secure your rugs, and lay down non-slip flooring. True peace of mind and long-term independence are built by layering physical fall prevention right alongside an active, carefully chosen digital response system.